We're back for game 2 between the Dodgers and the Cubs. Let's talk some more baseball. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back in to another episode for Just a Bet Outside. I am your host, Steven, and here we go. Another game in Tokyo. That's right. Coming off a winner. Gotta love that. Waking up in the morning to a winner in game 1, but we'll talk about that in the recap in just a little bit. Quick reminder, NBA Best Bets video for that Wednesday slate will be out after this one, so go check that one out. But we got to talk Outlier before we get into anything. Any graphics you see in this video or future videos are from Outlier. It's the best betting research tool on the market today. I use it every single day. It's great for baseball as well as NBA. If you guys want to try it out, click the link below in the description. You get a 7-day free trial, nothing to lose. So we're going to start out with an MLB fun fact. This one's wild. After signing his $245 million contract in 2019, Steven Strasburg threw only 528 pitches for the rest of his career. In case you want to know, that's $464,015 he made per pitch. What a life. Anyways, in this video, we're going to recap that game 1, and then we're going to talk hitter matchups like we did. We're going to talk pitcher strikeout matchups with just these two pitchers. Obviously, we'll be getting a lot more info once we get into the real opening day. And then we'll talk the pitcher report in this matchup, and then preview the game real quick, give you our best bet, and then I also got one lean that we'll talk about as well. And of course, wrap it all up with the recap. So hit that like button if you haven't already. Leave a comment below. Help this channel continue to grow. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button as we're on our way to 40,000 subscribers. Let's get into game 2, and that means it's recap time. All right, there it is. Short and simple. One winner. Under 4.5 runs in the first 5 innings. Obviously, I did not watch this game. I was sleeping, but I saw some highlights, read about it. It got close. It was 3-1. So if you had the under 3.5, that sucks because it shouldn't have even been close, to be honest with you. The Cubs had a double play. They turn it. The inning is over. Instead, the Dodgers score a couple more runs because of it after that, and it ended up 3-1. But either way, it was heading towards way under for most of that first 5 innings, and then the game ended around that score as well. So I mean, it was an under game, that's for sure. We'll see what we see in game 2. But so far, overall record, 1-0. So that's what we got for the recap. Now let's talk some hitters. All right, here we go. It's time to talk some hitter matchups. Now, during the regular season, we're going to be telling you the best hitter matchups and then the worst ones. For this game, it's only one game. We'll just talk really any hitter that has any history, which isn't a lot. So the first one, Edman, who had a good first game, 4 for 10 with an extra base hit versus Justin Steele. Miguel Rojas, 1 for 6. Max Muncy, 2 for 5 with a home run. Freddie Freeman may or may not play a big injury scratch right before game 1 with some rib discomfort. And then Chris Taylor, 1 for 4. With the home run off Steele. Just a heads up, these are all not from last year, the year before that, and before that as well, because Justin Steele has not faced the Dodgers since 2023. So, Cubs hitters versus Roki Sasaki, the rookie. Sasaki making his major league debut. Obviously, no history there. So that's what we got for the hitters. Now let's move over to the pitcher strikeout matchups. Let's talk some pitcher strikeout info now for game 2 in this matchup. We start with Justin Steele versus the Dodgers. Like I said, Justin Steele's not faced the Dodgers since 2023, but let's talk a little bit about his numbers and what he did last year. He had a slightly higher K rate at home last year, 25.3 compared to 23.4 on the road. He had 10 Ks and 8.2 innings in spring training for what that's worth. Higher K rate last season versus lefties and quite a bit higher, 29.6%. He was tough to hit as a lefty compared to righties at 23%. And then Roki Sasaki, not much to say. It's his Major League Baseball debut. He had 129 Ks and 111 innings last year in Japan. I remember it. I was there for every game. It was great. 7 Ks and just 7 innings in spring training. So that's all we got for the pitcher strikeout. Now let's take a look at the pitcher report. All right, there is the pitcher report. Obviously, only one pitcher has any info in the major leagues, but this is last year's numbers. Justin Steele, 5-5, 134.2 innings pitched, 3.07 ERA, and an even better expected ERA. This guy is an absolute gamer, and we'll talk a little bit about his strengths and what he does later, but 2.62 expected ERA, a nice 1.1 whip, 24.3 K rate. I mean, everything's great. Everything's above average, doesn't give up a ton of hits, doesn't walk a lot of guys. He was really good last year yet again. And then, of course, Sasaki has nothing because this will be his first start. So that's what we got for all the research help. Again, we're going to have a ton more info when we have these 12, 13, 14 game slates and all that kind of stuff. But it is now time to talk game 2. All right, here it is. The Cubs facing the LA Dodgers yet again. Dodgers on the money line, -148. Cubs on the money line, +124. And then you see the run line. That's Dodgers -1.5 runs at +114. Cubs +1.5 runs at -135. And right now we have a total of 8 runs. So we pretty much previewed this matchup in all these slides earlier with the hitters and the pitchers. Obviously, we have a proven starting pitcher in Justin Steele versus the rookie making a debut in front of his home country. Quick news. I mentioned this a little bit earlier. Freddie Freeman hurt his ribs. He is questionable to play. It sounds like he might try to give it a go, but obviously that would be a big loss since they're already going to be out Mookie Betts as well. So we'll see if the Cubs can split the 2-game series here in Japan. And I hope they do, because my best bet in this one is the Cubs' first 5 innings money line plus 120 on BetMGM. This is a half unit play. I'm not gonna lie here, guys. This is a 1-game standalone, and these lines look really sharp. We'll talk about one lean later as well. But this bet, if you don't know, means that if it is tied after 5 innings, it's a push. That's all it is. It's the first 5 innings money line. So it comes down to this being plus money with a much more proven starting pitcher here. Let's talk Sasaki a little bit. Obviously, we've talked about it a million times. He's making his debut. This gives me a lot of pressure on the youngster. He only threw 7 innings in spring training, so he has not worked himself up yet. He gave up 0 earned runs, 7 Ks. Obviously, this is going to be way different here. And then this Cubs offense. We didn't see him come to life. The bullpen really held him down in Yamamoto yesterday. But this is a very patient hitting lineup. They saw the 9th most pitches per plate appearance. Also the 3rd highest walk rate versus righties last season at 9.7%. They're going to make Sasaki throw strikes. They're going to make him work here. And like I said, when you have a good offense like the Cubs, they were held down yesterday. I think they have a chance to bounce back. I expect Kyle Tucker to have a decent game here as well. And then Justin Steele on the other side. He's one of the best starting pitchers in the entire major leagues at limiting hard contact. It's actually unreal. And unlike Imanaga yesterday, he does not give up a lot of home runs because he doesn't give up a lot of fly balls. He was in the 88th percentile last year of home runs allowed. He had a 46% ground ball rate as well. So you like to see that when you're backing a pitcher. And just like the Cubs aren't familiar with Sasaki because he hasn't pitched yet, these Dodger hitters, like I said, they haven't seen Justin Steele in a couple of years as well. Not a lot of history to go off of there. Plus no Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, all that kind of stuff. So you have a lot of unknowns here with 2 lineups that haven't seen the opposing starting pitcher ever, or at least in a long time. I expect the Cubs to kind of come alive a little bit here in the first 5 innings after losing that first game. A nice little bounce back spot here, hopefully while Justin Steele holds the fort down. Now, I thought about going Cubs money line for the full game. I just didn't really want to mess with the bullpen, to be honest with you. I just wanted to focus on just the rookie versus Justin Steele in the first 5 innings, but I also don't mind that as well. Now, obviously, in baseball, it takes one swing to make all this research look really smart or really, really dumb. So let's hope Justin Steele can keep the ball on the ground for the Dodgers and the Cubs can scratch off a few runs here in the first 5 and we can have the lead. That is going to be my first best bet. The Cubs on the money line in the first 5 innings. Now let's talk a lean. All right, I only have one lean to talk about, and this was a bet I really tried to make work, and you know what? I may still, but the line kept going in the direction I didn't want it to go. But Roki Sasaki under 11.5 outs recorded. Now, it was at 12.5 at one point. If it was still playable at 12.5, this would absolutely be a best bet to go under. That's 4 innings, obviously, is the difference. But like I said, he threw 46 and 41 pitches in 2 spring starts. I highly doubt that he throws more than 50, maybe 55 pitches in this one. They already talked about this first part of the season, taking it easy on him. So as mentioned, the Cubs draw a lot of walks. They see a lot of pitches. They are going to make him work. Making it through 4 full innings when you're only going to throw 45 to 55 pitches, it's not going to be easy. I mean, it takes like one rally from the Cubs, one big inning, and then all of a sudden he has no chance of making it 4 full innings. So the under 11.5 outs, even though it's gone from 12.5 to 11.5, I still like it. I don't know if I'm going to add it yet, but I just want to kind of talk through it. I also don't mind his under 4.5 Ks as well. But my lean is the under 11.5 outs recorded along with the best bet and all the info you need. Let's get another winner. But before we get out of here, let's check out the recap. All right, here it is. Let's take the underdog. Cubs first 5 innings, money line, plus 120 on BetMGM. This is a half unit play. That's all I got. If you just fast forward to this, I also talked another lean as well. But thank you guys for watching as always. If you haven't already hit that like button, I would appreciate it. I cannot wait for the real opening day when we have a ton of games going on, only about a week away. So hope everyone enjoys the game, has a great Wednesday, and we'll talk to you soon.